Check. Still working off the low quality FaceTime camera here, but let's see, which way do I need to go? Right there. Perfect. This is a mystery that I've been thinking about since, well, last year, and now that Christmas time is coming back around, I'm thinking about it again. I was looking at a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer toy, and I was thinking about how I've always, my whole life, assumed that Rudolph was owned by Disney. That I don't know why I assumed that. I guess just because it seems very Disney-esque. I don't know. Now, obviously, when you think of Rudolph, you think of both the song and you also think of the original movie. This is a teeny weeny graphical. You think of that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movie. It was pretty iconic. It came out in the 60s. It was stop motion. It was a pretty ambitious project at the time. And it played every year on NBC for a long time. It would be like this big, event. I think it played on Christmas Day. But it was created by a company at the time, which was known as Videocraft International, which is now known as, or within later become Rankin Bass Production. And they only made a few things, mainly animation, and they did a few holiday specials like The Little Drummer Boy. But the company wasn't really sure on the success initially with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, so they kind of dissolved a lot of the stuff. Like most of the puppets just sort of went to, like, for example, one of the secretaries of this company got a bunch of the puppets and, they were given out to family members and lost. And there was a Santa Claus and a Rudolph that appeared on a 2006 episode of Antique Roadshow that sold for or was valued at between $8,000 and $10,000 because they had been through so much wear. However, there's another character, I'm not sure which, that was refurbished by somebody who was a toy collector, and they sold that for $350,000. So it makes you wonder how much that Rudolph would have been worth had it not been so destroyed, and kept up. Anyways, my point being is the series has become incredibly iconic. It started out as a song. The song did come first, obviously, and the song was written by or performed by Billy Ray Richards, but it was based off of a poem that his cousin had written. Obviously, we know that this is a very old song, very old movie, but I'm thinking, there's still so much Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer merchandise being sold every Christmas. Who owns the property rights to it? Well, it is actually owned or managed by a company called the Rudolph Company, and that company is owned by the one and only Character Arts. So Character Arts owns the license to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Spooky the Square Pumpkin. That's it. That is all Character Arts owns. Arguably one of the most iconic names of Christmas, and some shit I've never heard of. Now, who owns Character Arts? Who is raking in this money every year? I mean, look. We just saw it. Let's look through their thing here. Look, you got, let's look at the money opportunities, right? You got merchandising. You've got stage performances. You've got AT&T commercials. I mean, all of this has to be licensed out, and that's not free. Who owns it? Well, his name is one and only Jonathan Flom. Jonathan Flom is his name. And to my best estimation, he also was involved in these movies. I believe this is his IMDb page. The only reason why I'm confident that it's him is because there's both Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer as consulting producer titles, and then also Spookily the Square Pumpkin is also listed. Which one of these men is Jonathan Flom? So anyways, thanks for joining me on and listening to my year-long mystery to find out who is Jonathan Flom. I just want to know mainly if he's very wealthy or not. That's pretty much my only interest, not necessarily because I want to know if he is wealthy, but I want to know what kind of royalties come from owning a name as ginormous as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's all.